Yo, it's your boy Capiche,
This is John K.
and this is the Downpour.
Yeah, what they said.
Yeah. Oh,
Cheers.
here we go. Cheers, John. All right.
There we go. That felt great.
Oh.
That was not,
Okay. Well, welcome to the show, Andrew Bryniarski.
that was not Patron.
It was Añejo Patron.
Oh, that was some salsa. That was some Cuervo Gold, man.
Oh, yeah.
99 bananas. No.
I bet that's gonna be funny to see.
There you go.
Mr. Cool, tough, big guy, and that was
So,
wow.
welcome to the show, Andrew. Let's just get
Thank
right
you.
into it. So how did you initially get involved in acting and specifically the horror genre?
Well, what a contradictory statement as a question. Those are two different things. How I first got into acting,
Yeah, how did you first
and
get?
how 20 years later I got
Yeah.
into the horror game.
Mhm.
Which one do you want?
How you got started?
Okay. So I was born into a rough situation, family circumstance, a lot of pain and tragedy and trauma. And, you know, I don't think there's an expert. All that stuff is so personal and
Right.
omni.
You're from Philly, right?
important. Yeah.
Okay.
That, you know, it doesn't matter. People should just shut up and let people try to heal and survive from super traumatic
Right.
and psychological, you know, pain and loss.
Mhm.
I was born into a situation like that, and nobody knew how to handle it. People were trying to survive in my family, and family full of great people who I absolutely love,
Mhm.
all of them on both sides.
Mhm.
But I was right in the middle, and as I grew into that, like there was a weird thing in the air I never understood, and you know, I was going down a bad road,
Mm.
and people would say in front of my face all the time to my mom that I would never give up on me, still won't, love her to death.
Shout moms.
Talked to her this morning, and you know, they would say this kid's going to be dead or in jail by the time he's 16 and he doesn't have a chance, you know, and
Mhm.
blah, 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 blah. That pissed me off because
You proved them wrong.
I just was a smart kid that didn't understand what the fuck was wrong with everybody, and there was weird shit in the fucking air, and that was clear.
Mm.
And I'd just be like, you know, what's this all about?
Mhm.
Why do I feel this when certain people, you know,
Right.
enter a room and they're in the same place? What the fuck is that? You know, nobody would ever fucking explain anything to me, and it wasn't really something that I could do at this point in my life. Is the answer that I accept, and it took me a long time
Mm.
for that to mean shit to me. You know, like.
Right.
But I see now that everybody did the best they can, and if most people went through what we were forced to go through,
Right.
they wouldn't be here.
Mm.
You know, probably none of them would be here.
Mhm.
So what do you do to tell a smart kid who asks you straight up, what the fuck's wrong with everybody in my family? Why you all act weird? And I don't understand.
Mhm.
Something so horrible. Do you tell the kid when he's like, just, you know, learn how to talk? Or do you try to spare him, you know, when it's like everybody just, you know, would have one hand behind their back and say, you know, I don't have anything in my hand. Look,
Yeah.
like, fuck you.
Mhm.
Really, fuck you. That was
Yeah.
like, and that got me in a lot of trouble. People didn't want to hear that from me, and I didn't really give a fuck. You know, I would feel like I was on my own and in the dark,
Mhm.
and it drove me fucking nuts. It drove me to the point where I got into a lot of things that led me to trouble. And, you know, I survived and grew and learned through all that stuff. You know, I found Jesus
Mm.
along that way when I
Good.
was young.
So
And,
Leatherface
it
led you to Jesus,
basically-
or was it?
No.
This is the beginning.
Yeah.
This is
The beginning. In Philly.
Andrew Bryniarski, the
Yeah, yeah.
beginning.
Yeah.
This is, you know, from birth till, you
Mm.
know, I was I straightened out pretty much in high school, 10th grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was identified as talented and gifted with a genius IQ in first grade, something I never talk about. And they didn't know if they should expel me, send me to military school, send me to a jail or a mental hospital.
Right.
And everybody had an opinion. Or should he skip grades? Should he take AP classes? You know, or what do we fucking do with this kid? You know, well, the principal grabbed my shoulder from behind one day in 6th grade, and I knocked him out in the hallway in front of all the kids in line at the library. In the hallway, and his glasses went flying down the polished marble floor, and I can still see it to this day, like complete silence. His glasses slid about 40 yards down the hall.
Sheesh.
Dropped the principal. We called Dogface.
Yep.
You know, like, hey, my advice looking back on it to people would be don't fucking grab a fucking kid.
This was all in Philly?
And jump scare him, fucking, like, as they say today, like, I would expect my kid to do the same fucking thing, you know what I mean? But, yeah, they weren't having none of that. So, you know, I got into some trouble. I got out of some trouble when I was, you know, juvenile and had time to think. You know, that's when I found Jesus. And thank God, you know, because
so growing up, what did you want to do?
So I wanted to survive. Like I didn't have an answer. No, I didn't have a fucking answer. Nobody would. When I asked them a question, I had no fucking answers. And then everybody's looking at me when something goes wrong, and I was bigger physically than everybody that would call me Andy Pandy and fuck with me, and I'd punch somebody in the fucking face. And then they'd say I was a bully, and that I, you know, and they'd say he started it. I'd always believe these assholes, and I'd be like, I was having a fucking, I was, you not, you know, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. You know, it's like story of my life.
Right.
And they just, you know, were just like, they turned on me and were like, he's a ticking time bomb. I'm like, yo, motherfuckers, can I get a fucking, what the fuck?
Right.
How about, you know, and they'd be like, so what seems to be the problem? I'd be like, you got an answer, or are you just going to ask me what the fucking problem is? I've been asking what the fucking problem is forever.
Right.
Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you know, and like, it was all like very too interpersonal, unique, and crazy, you know, force majeure kind of God.
So how
you know, all we know is kind of drama that, you know, happened to my family. It's just, I won't discuss it, but it's really bad. And
how old were you when you got here?
you know, so my grandfather, you know, when I was 14, before I lost my shit, and, you know, I'd been kicked out of public school, gone to alternative schools. I'd been fucking through all kinds of crap. When I was a kid, they, you know, let's just say I had a lot of therapy and so-called experts saying dumb shit to me, and fucking, it was too much. So I needed to survive. You know, like when kids are born, they have a, you know, an innate survival mechanism, an innate will to live and find a way to survive. It's like primary directive 1 in fucking RoboCop. Only, you know, before don't arrest any fucking buddy of the company is try not to fucking kill yourself every day. You know,
Right.
And you know, I wasn't. People would say I was trying to kill myself because I had enough. One day I decided me and my friend were going to learn how to drink when we were like 11, and we went in my dad's liquor cabinet without permission, skipped school. We grabbed 2 bottles, gin and scotch, and we poured them in a punch bowl with frozen orange juice. We drank it in solo cups with a ladle. Me and my boy were 11 in like 20 minutes because we had to meet these chicks at the arcade. And I remember fucking faded in and out, stumbling down. It's a miracle I didn't fall. When you're a kid, you fall out of trees, you have bird bones or something, you know? It's like, if I would have fallen now, I think about it, I would have, you know, how did I not smash my face and kill me? You know, like, it's not a long way down, but it's a hard fall. But, you know, it never happens when you're young. God, you know, God looks out for you. You know, I feel like Jesus pulled me out by the back of my neck from a million things that should have killed me.
Yeah.
And now I try not to be such a basket case and monopolize all his time so other people can get a little Jesus attention too.
Right.
But, you know, that's what saved me. And then my grandfather said, you know, hey, I go to the health club, and
maybe it would be good for you, because I tried running. He was running still at that point, and I bought running shoes and everything, and I ran a little bit, but, as a big guy, shin splints, running sucks when you're a big
Hmm.
dude, and I was a
Got
fat
into
kid
shape.
too. I was overweight. I was an athlete. I was in shape, but I was heavy and angry, and
Hmm. Hmm.
I ran a little bit until, he said, "You wanna go to the health club?" Because I told him how I felt about it, and he's like, "I had nothing to lose." I didn't really think of it as anything. I didn't
Hmm.
think of it as a lifeline.
Right.
My folks just said, we all talked, and he thinks it's a good idea, and he'll buy your membership, and,
Cool.
he was religious about going there every day, and all I knew about it was, I went there a few times, and it was a bunch of old dudes in towels and worse low-hanging fruit, as Jack
So
Black would
shit.
say, and
Was your
I was like
upbringing what got you to start working out?
yeah, I was like 11,
Okay.
12, and, I wasn't really much for that, like,
Yeah.
the health club had, like, this fence, like, 9 feet tall with wood planks that were, like, cedar red stained, like, and it had an open top, and, like, that was where, like, they would sunbathe, because this was, like, the solarium. This
Yeah.
was, like, weird early '80s shit coming
Yeah.
off of the '70s, like, no tanning beds and stuff, like,
Right.
it was where the people, like, that don't go to a country club, but go to the health club and spa.
Yeah.
It's such a pampering way
Hmm.
for you to in the parking lot at the shopping center where kids push carts down, rattling and skateboard all day. Like, it's so
Yeah.
relaxing, and, it's
Yeah.
it's it's cheesy when I think about it, but small town America growing up
Hmm.
outside of Philly, and,
Okay.
I went to there, and the 2 guys managing it that I didn't expect, one was Laverne Schmel, one was Randy Ziegler, and they were both Mr. America, Mr. Universe competitors in
Wow.
bodybuilding, and Randy was also a former pro wrestler, and that was like pro wrestling, Kiss, those were, and then later Howie Long, but pro wrestling Kiss was like, oh, that was talking to me, and thank God for that,
Yeah.
and Ozzy and Sabbath and all the stuff you discover, Zeppelin and
Mhm.
Floyd. If it wasn't for music, man, and album sleeves and album art, I was always an artist, and like got into Yes because they had the most badass fucking
Yeah.
fantasy illustration covers. Had to be
Yeah.
into Molly Hatchet because fuck, Franzetta, so like this is how and then I would do art inspired by music in different mediums most of my life. Still when I
Cool.
feel like it, I'm an artist anyway, like just
Sweet.
different medium film. But the these guys they were freaks,
Yeah.
no body fat, like Mr. Universe, Mr. America
That's great.
competitors, and they trained together every day when, once, whenever their shifts or whatever their schedule was, like I'd see them train sometimes. And they were beasts,
Mhm.
and so I wanted to start lifting weights, but little fat kid day one, angry and in trouble,
Yeah.
fucking drinking and smoking cigarettes
Yeah.
and, experimenting with, but always hanging out and whatever's clever. Like, yeah, I would get into anything to a point.
Right.
Luckily, I turned direction when I did because I heard some dumb shit I'm glad I didn't go along with.
Right.
And I've seen crazy shit my whole life, but I never seen anything like guys with no body fat talking about how they prepare for a contest, and I would watch them eat protein powder. And I was so inquisitive. All I wanted was fucking answers, and that's why
Right.
nobody would fucking talk to me
Mm.
like I was fucking a real person. Like,
Right.
and it was so bizarre to me because I was already like on when I was a smart fucking kid, smarter than everybody. Obviously, they knew I was smart, but they didn't know what it meant. And
Mhm.
when these guys, they told me one time, I'd ask them like, "What are you doing with the?" I read, you what's that magazine you read? And this is Muscle Fitness and Flex. Like,
Yeah.
why do you read that? Like, well, it tells you how to eat and train. And I'm like, well, why? What about how to eat? Like, how,
Yeah.
like what you guys do is bodybuilding. Yeah, like, I hear you talking about losing fat. How do you guys just decide to lose fat by what you eat? Like, how does that? What's that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, I ask a lot of questions. I hope you don't
You have
mind.
to. You
And
have to.
and Laverne told me when I was like 11 years old or 12 years old, and everybody had odds were strong against me to make it to 16.
Mhm.
Dead or in state prison.
Yeah.
The cops told my mom. And, I was like, wow, like they said, the only stupid question is the one you don't ask because you're afraid to ask because you think it might be stupid.
Right.
And that was a big part of
Mhm.
my growth.
Mm.
And, I tell people that to this day
Wow.
when that's what they need to hear without hesitation. I mean, it was huge. And so I was like, fucking bet.
You just went crazy with
And they
bodybuilding.
taught me how I went from the time I was still in the swim team and swimming and stuff, even when I was getting in trouble. That was a big part of
Okay.
saved my life. Summer and winter, I'd
Mhm.
walk home in snow, wet hair, and my hair would literally be ice when I got home, like some
Sheesh. That's cool.
anime magna character, like fucking kidding me. Crack the ice off my hair. I had other things to worry about. I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm Polish. We're pretty tough character. We're pretty tough customers.
Oh yeah.
Thank God for that. And so I just wanted to learn how not to be a fat kid. People had bullied me and made fun of me fucking forever. And, people look at me stupid, and I was the coolest motherfucker, and I knew it. And yet people were looking at me and reacting to me like I was somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd look in the mirror and I was, that wasn't helping
Right.
me, like, personally, but I could do what I had to do and play. I'm still suave, but, I'd watch my boy get the chicks for him. Fuck this.
So how did you get
I
out
was always cool, but he's always getting the chicks, even the ones I was making laugh. And I was like, this sucks. So I was like, how do I learn how to lose my body fat? And I just want to lift weights. I don't want to look like you guys. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I said. I never even knew that was a fucking thing.
Right.
My G.I. Joes and Big Jims didn't look like that. They didn't have He-Man dolls yet. That's what I wanted to do later.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I never wanted to be Big Jim and G.I. Joe, like back the old 80s version.
Yeah.
Like, just tall, no body, plastic Ken dolls, basically. So I was into the action, but, I never wanted to be these douchebags. I wanted to be them instead. I figured I'd fuck everybody up better than these guys are like this.
Right.
It didn't impress me. And then, I ended up just being really good at listening and asking questions that, without hesitation. And my education led to my efforts, which led to my work ethic, which led to my quest for self-improvement, which led to me learning how to train and how to eat. And then, first thing that happened was I went, by the time I was in 8th grade, I was like 5'8", 230 pounds, smoking cigarettes and listening to metal and concert shirts. Pretty much, like, I come right back to that now, which, it was bound to happen, right?
Right.
Which is funny because I used to talk about it like that was the wrong path.
Right.
It's just,
Right.
I have clarity on the whole thing, so it's because I have some help. I'm not that impressive, but I have a lot of help these days, and I'm blessed.
Good.
So I ended up in 9th grade. I was like 6'1", 6'2", and like 175 pounds. And you could literally see my liver and probably the connective tissue of my jaw. If I chewed, you could see striations in my fucking cheeks. I mean, I got a little too sunken eyed and carried away, but everybody couldn't believe it when I went back to school, and everybody knew I was smart, but kind of kept me, on the outside a little bit because I was a hot potato and I was a real wild, live wire. So
Good shit.
that's good. You stay. That's perfect. Don't get too close. I might kill you. I don't know.
So you
Fucking
mentioned
are
earlier
annoying.
shaving your head. What got you to shave your head?
I still haven't. I told you we're gonna get 2 questions in the fucking shows. Anyway, I got real good at bodybuilding, and then by the time I was out of high school, I was like Mr. USA and 320 pounds.
That's crazy.
It was like 5 or 6% body fat, maybe. And they'd want to compare me to Arnold, which would fucking piss me off because he was like 235 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Like 100. I was
100
like
pounds.
338.
Yeah.
I'm fucking like, you're killing me. He's like 6'2". I'll smash him.
You smash
I'll crush him, and then I'll holler at his girl after that. And if he's a big movie star, like, I'm so not impressed with that shit. I'll fuck
Right.
him up, holler at me.
Right.
Like, I'll kick his ass and steal his
Hilarious.
girlfriend, man. I should be a movie star. Somebody told me, well, you probably should. Why don't you then? And I was like, yeah, I was like, fucking right. I'll just go move to Hollywood and be a fucking movie star. Yeah. And then I'm like, I've always said, if everybody threw me a nickel, it fucking broke their neck everywhere I went. I was like a dinosaur, my friends would say. Like people alive today, like
hilarious.
our whole people before us and this whole era of man, you haven't seen a fucking dinosaur yet. And like, it was so true. Like, I'd leave the house in a tank top, and like, I'd see just everyone, as soon as I'd see them, I'd see their necks turn and snapping necks,
that?
like dominoes.
That's
And I'd be like, yo, y'all feel free. I'll get it. Yeah, that's right. Throw me a nickel or stare as long as you like till you had your fill. Whatever you get from it, I really don't care, but I must be fascinating as fuck. Y'all break your goddamn necks every time I fucking walk by. Huh. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do I make a living with that?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you know what? I should go out. I'd probably let somebody else take his girlfriend, but I should go out and fuck Arnold up and just take his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? And I went to California. My friend was going to UCLA, and I flew out like Led Zeppelin going to California, ringing in my ears. My mom said, "Good luck, son. You know, I hope that you find yourself out there. You know, this is nothing for you here."
Was it a one-way ticket, or? You
And
just
I'm like,
flew out?
yeah.
No
I
way to
went
stay
with
where
a
you're going.
one-way ticket. My dad gave me $1,000. I couldn't fucking believe he gave me $1,000. And I had a plane ticket. This was after I came out like as a bodybuilding phenomenon with like this guy who had a show on ESPN. Like, bodybuilding's still, you know, thank God for the internet, because you wouldn't fucking watch it on TV. The TV's dead now, you know, but when TV was where everybody was getting their entertainment, they weren't fucking touched. Bodybuilding never lasted, never worked. Nobody gave a fuck. It has problems, you know, with image, and I had problems with bodybuilding. So I as soon as I was a national champion, I was done, you know, like fucking, it was too fucking weird. People, like, there's a gay side and the weird. I didn't give a fuck, but, you know, it wasn't for me. It was such a physical in life, and, you know, I was a social influencer way before social fucking media. I'm still trying to figure out how much I should give a fuck to bother myself to make that work. But people would follow me around with fucking cameras, you know. Like, I'm glad the reality TV thing's gone, because I just wasn't having people follow me around with cameras. That's like policy, all right? Make you eat that camera if you follow me around with a fucking camera. Yes, when I go to work, I go to work. I show what I have to do, something I create with my craft, because I'm an artist, and I'm, you know, singularly focused and driven by passion and inspiration and you know, love of it. And, you know, 100,000% all in everything I do. But, you know, after I came and visited my friend at UCLA, I went back home after spending a couple weeks at the frat house on Gailey and Lambda Chi Alpha. What's up? Garmin. So then it was like 2 weeks and I was going nuts, and I fucking said, I'm going out. That's it for good. And I came out.
You came back out.
I was decent looking back. Back once upon a time, let me just say. And I was, you know, I was all right.
Yeah.
You know, nobody had ever seen anything like me in the world, fucking in recorded history since we, you know. And I was like, cool. And my goal was to be like a He-Man doll. And I was like, if I wasn't bigger than the Legion of Doom and the Warlord and the Barbarian, look it up, kids, then, you know, you might think you can kick my ass. But people would say, oh, I know somebody bigger than you. And I'd be like, yeah.
Let me see him.
Sure you do.
Sure.
My brother's big. I used to be big as you once. Sure you were.
Yeah, that's funny.
And, you know, I came out to California where there was a scene, and I realized there was a lot of illusion, you know, photographs and magazines and bodybuilding and lighting and tricks. You know, it's like a lot of little motherfuckers. I was chained in a dungeon gym, was chained to a squat rack and winters with snow drifts blocking one of the 2 doors in and out, like
Right.
30 degrees in the room, doing front squats with 600 pounds to failure with Mr. fucking Universe. And like, you know,
Right.
I had to be this fucking man. I didn't want to be telling people that I'm not the one. I'm the
Right.
fucking one, but not the one that you want to fuck with.
Right.
And like, I never got in a whole lot of trouble because I was smart. I wasn't looking for bullshit.
Good.
I didn't want to throw my life away or waste my time. I was never fucking suicidal. That time with the alcohol, I ended up with a 3.6 blood alcohol level, hospitalized,
Jesus.
stomach pumped. You know, I remember sitting in a shower on a fucking wooden chair. My mom came in. I was having convulsions. My eyes rolled back in my head.
Jeez.
Fucking, you know, that's what I needed to change. And bodybuilding saved my life. And,
Good.
you know, I don't know anybody that's really, it's a pretty good story. I mean,
So where
my
were you?
story's my own, you know, it happened the way it happened.
Right.
It was all in, it was to save my fucking life. So,
That's dope.
and I was fighting for my life. It was a fucking struggle, which life is, you know.
Yeah,
Hey,
it is.
for
It really
everybody and everything, that's the way it's supposed to be. If you don't like that, just find a nice little safe spot and chill out, and it'll come and get you, and it'll be over before you fucking have a vote in it, before you know it.
Time flies.
So struggle and make it to the sea, little turtle,
Yeah.
and then try to live to be 200 fucking years old and have a good time while you're at it.
Yep.
Do something good. Maybe somebody will fucking remember you, and you'll be worth your salt, and maybe he'll be impressed up in the big home office. You know what I mean? Or maybe get hit by lightning for being an asshole or even a maniac before that happens. That's the world I live in, you know.
Yeah.
So I do whatever I can to help and pay forward whatever I can.
Cool.
I've been blessed to have the life that I've lived and
Where were you when you got
to
noticed?
make a living as an artist, you know, and creative freedom and imagination and, you know, the ability to, I do what I want, man. And, you know, I turn things into things that I look at and I give everything away. And I just want people to be happy and do well, really. But it wasn't ever about the money and because, you know, just don't fuck me. You know, people, you know, I'm hard to work with when you try to fuck me and you're a bunch of fucking dirty people doing bad business.
No,
that's what you
true.
do for a living. Then, yeah, I get why you're resistant to me. I'm not that one.
Right.
Just be cool, fucking, you know, and I'll make you all rich, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Fuck me over. I'll come knocking on your fucking door.
Right.
If I don't kick it in and hold you out a window like Suge Knight. I mean, I was just, to me, that was like, I had to serve this universal justice. If they fucked with me, then you're a danger to yourself and others at large.
Right.
You're an imminent threat to little old ladies on the fucking corner. If maybe I'll teach you a lesson and introduce you to some fucking humbling pain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know, hey, it's part of my past. But anyway, you know, the bodybuilding thing led me to come to California. And I was training at Gold's Gym. They said, who wants to be in a movie? They got a call. I was hanging out at the front desk. And, you know, there was no monetizing anything. Bodybuilding was a broke-ass sport with no money. UFC was going to start in a few years, and that was a broke-ass sport with no money.
Right.
You know, and I'm lucky because I was such a huge, you know,
You're the right place,
fan.
right
And
time.
I've trained, like, different martial arts and boxing most of my life and my whole career, you know. So if I wasn't working, I was training so that I could do what I say and say what I do. And you can take it to the fucking bank if I tell you I'm going to do something, bet the house on it.
Right.
And, you know, they'll kill you if you let them when that's how you come. And nobody knows if you're telling the truth or not. And, you know, like, hey, if you're bullshitting yourself first, and you'll be the first one to know when you hit the ground and you don't make that jump. That was part of the gig that you just bullshitted in for whatever. It was real as fuck. And I'll always be real as fuck. I was so real because I knew what the fuck I could or couldn't do in a way because I knew my body and I trained to push my limits and I knew what I could adapt to and what I could handle because I was doing that every day, increasingly intense. And I was putting more weight on every fucking day so the world couldn't crush me and I could beat the shit out of anything that fucking I needed to. Smash anything I didn't understand to pieces till I found the Tootsie Roll Center. You know, I was all into philosophy and art, and I'd be all objective observation, you know, like being up in a balloon, like an aerial view, look at everything from all sides, the only constant is change, all kinds of things that I pulled out of fortune cookies and fucking,
Yep.
You know, tips that people would, you know, Emerson changed my life.
Yep.
Look it up. Anybody that's interested.
Mm-hmm.
Dare you to read his first and second series essays with some time, some peace, and an open mind.
Hmm.
And it'll pop light bulbs off in your head and it'll
Yeah.
inspire and change your life. Some motherfuckers are that way and always have been, and we're that smart. And, you know, it takes 200 years for life to catch up to them and people to be talking about them like they were great.
Now, how was the audition process of doing Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Oh, man.
What did you have to do?
Well, I mean, it started, I was married at the time, which I haven't been. That movie, after that movie was finished, that was pretty much the end of my marriage. But it was my ex-wife who said, you know, Michael Bay, who I'd already worked with on Pearl Harbor, you know, that was an interesting situation. But, you know, he knew that I could deliver when he needed somebody to deliver it. And I was grateful for the opportunity. And then it broke in the trades, which, you know, that's how we got our news, you know, that Michael Bay bought the rights to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This was like sometime in 2002, like late 2002, probably early 2003, maybe. And, you know, I was like, okay, that's pretty interesting. Like, you know, people talked about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it was, you know, it would pop up with like the cool niche kids, like, you know, and you never see it coming. Or one of those guys, you know, like it was cool, you know, like summer school, you know, Bob and Chainsaw, you know, but it wasn't like it is today.
Right.
And, you know, more on that later, but I didn't have a whole. I knew that I was Leatherface and he killed people with chainsaws. I had tried to watch the movie a few times, and I was like, you know, now I think that, you know, I realized that VHS degraded so much, and that was rented.
Right,
It never
right.
stayed one day in the shop, you know. So I couldn't even. I thought it was unwatchable when I tried to watch it. I was like, this
Right.
just sucks. Like everything sucks, you know. Like, but you know, it's probably that, you know, a lot of it. So I don't know. She says you should, you know, you should go and you'll see
Audition?
him at the Christmas party.
Oh, okay.
You should when we see him, you should tell him that you want to do the movie with him. And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
what would I fucking do in that?
That's dope. So that's how I came
Swear to God.
play. No way.
And she goes, the killer, the
Yeah,
killer with the
main guy.
chainsaw.
Yeah,
And
Leatherface.
I always thought of like Leatherface as like some old fat retarded guy.
Right,
you know, like,
right.
squealing like a pig. And
Right,
I
right.
was like, I wanted to be Conan, you know. Like,
Right,
I
right,
wanted to
right,
be
right.
Duke Nukem and
Right.
stuff, you know.
Right,
I'm
right.
like, and I had an agent years earlier, you know, when I was early in my career. He was Freddy Krueger's agent. He was telling me like, hey, look at Freddy Krueger. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
why you? I don't want to be like Freddy Krueger.
Right.
And I went through that stage, you know, but I was like, yeah, you know what? I thought about it for a minute. And I'm like, I'm the wrong motherfucker though. If I was gonna chase you to death, would kill you with a wet piece of spaghetti, then that's what
Right.
I'm gonna do. And you wouldn't have. That's that.
That's
Write
cool.
that down. You know, I don't care. I'm not the one. I was like a bigger Howie Long wannabe. Like, grew up on the Ultimate Warrior and the Road Warriors, and
Right.
I was all happy with hitting things hard with my body. It gave me great sense of joy and satisfaction, you know.
Right.
And I was like literally all about it. Played a Motley Crue in the locker room, the live wire, and then go smash things hard
Right.
as I could. And
So you're already set up for it. You're already
I
ready.
mean, like, but I'm real, you know. Hollywood has a problem with me being the real deal, but it's
Mhm.
good. I mean, I don't have to fake stuff and like,
Right.
worry too much. I just say, you know, if you point the camera at me, I'll show you what that would look like. You know, where you're looking at it.
So,
That's a good
so
look.
do you find God like through which movie filming?
Oh, I've just been blessed.
Or
I
is it
found
just
God when I was
before?
in trouble. I told
Yeah,
you when I was a
younger,
preteen,
when you
like
were young? Okay.
11 years old in custody.
How long were you on set for? The Texas Chainsaw. How long were they shooting?
Well, you know. So anyway, I told Michael that I was born to wear the mask,
Sick.
and he was famously
sick.
quoted as saying that in interviews. You know. And they were thinking that they were going to have any big fat guy, and it was all going to be storyboarded, and
Right.
Michael's brilliance was going to make
just wanted to make money and take the Jerry Bruckheimer role.
Right.
He'd made billions of dollars for commercial, clients, and literally he'd made billions of dollars for Jerry Bruckheimer and Disney. And
Right.
Disney treated him so bad that they made him pay to finish the movie Pearl Harbor, which but Jerry was a class act, and Michael learned from the best. And Jerry brought like 200 Pearl Harbor survivors and their wives to watch us film. Incredibly, ridiculous. It almost killed me, but I'm proud to have done it.
Yeah. Of course.
You got to be on your toes, or they'll kill you if you let them.
Right.
It's big boy stuff, So, but I told him, it's not that they wanted to like hide the eyes, and I'm like, dude, it's all about the eyes. I'm telling you, it's not, a mask does not scare me.
Yeah.
You put a mask on the table, and nobody really needs to give a single care about that.
That's hilarious.
But if Howie Long's got rabies, and
So how hot were you in that
issues,
costume, man?
and you're the one that is gonna get it. Howie Long's gonna be like an apex predator. He's gonna contain the outside, take an angle of pursuit, and you're gonna get, what the fuck? What are you gonna do?
Right.
Unless you get beamed up by the Enterprise.
Right.
That's a done deal. It's like
you hot
me
and
fighting a
sweaty?
lion. You know what I mean? Me fighting a lion is a
Yeah.
done deal. Like, oh, I would. Okay. You ready? Tell me when you're ready, and we'll miss it by that much. And you just react. And I'll show you what it would look like if that was what's up. And I had all bets were off, and I was this crazy, wounded animal that just wanted to be human, but was losing his grip on humanity. And he was about to explode, or it was going to kill him, or it was going to cathartically evolve through a great release that allows transformation and then lets air back into his lungs and gives him a chance to reclaim his physical and his mental health and his peace of mind and his soul. He was losing his soul because of people that had abused him, and I really understand things.
Played it
very
well.
And
Jeez.
it's a whole nother thing, but that's how I got the job, and
Cool.
I look at it that way, and
That's dope.
that's how my process works. I was not inspired by
Cool.
some dude. I wasn't trying to be that dude.
That's dope.
I was like, they said, did you worry about filling his big shoes? And I was like, no, I cut the toes off of them, and I made them work. You ever see my feet? I got big feet.
Yeah.
And I'm, I was
Phenomenal job.
I was, I was quite the specimen. And
Yeah.
I wasn't all show, no go. I was all go.
Dope.
All, you know what I mean? I knew what I could do, and I trained every day. And I always, when I wasn't working, I'd be training with top athletes in the world and whatever
dope.
sports I was interested in. I turned down all kinds of crazy offers in my career, but I was an elite level athlete, and I was way ahead of my time.
Right.
And still am, but it's catching up as I'm running out. But it's nice.
Ladder. We got
But I was a beast, man. So
Jeez.
So
I
you still
fear
train?
no man
You
and
still train?
fear most women. Nah, I mean I do.
Okay.
I had to let go because it's real hard. I crushed some vertebrae, because
shit.
I was so good with my form and my range of motion and my, exercise physiology and biomechanics. I was all about all that like a science, It was my life for 2 decades, and
He's huge there.
it was
Ladder
tough,
was
My
huge.
disc wouldn't bulge, it wouldn't rupture, so my spine got crushed doing those 600-pound front squats to failure in the freezing
Sheesh.
cold winter with Mr. Universe. That's how it was.
Wow.
Literally, just the weight was too much for my spine to bear, even with perfect form and center of gravity and range of motion and perfect execution. But my spine's like, dude, that's a little. You're fucking enough. You're a
muscles are
maniac.
too strong
You're a
for the-
fucking maniac. And
How
I'd be
much
like,
did you weigh here?
no, I'm just getting
at
started.
Latimer?
Watch, I'm just getting started. I'd say pain tastes like chicken, fear tastes like chicken. And like, I didn't feel any pain till I
Right.
stopped, and then that's another story. But
Oh shit.
knock, knock, who's there?
Yeah.
Here's the bill. What? Ah!
That's
I
the real pain.
I would never
That's
take
the
more than an aspirin or an ibuprofen, but
Yeah.
my musculature was so tight and so symmetrical and so, just well toned that I had crushed my spine, and it took me 10 years to notice
Oh wow.
I had to let everything release and relax at a level that was for 20 years fueled daily by adrenaline and testosterone.
Right. Right.
You know, multiple times daily.
Mhm.
And then it was like, knock, knock. Ah, what's this? Oh,
Oh
fuck.
my
You know what
God,
it is,
Billy.
asshole.
Hi.
Don't you? Oh, I guess I thought it was free.
Jeez.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, so, but I'm glad I got out when I did. You got to retire from sport before sport retires you.
Right.
I never had any major surgeries because of injuries, you know. I'm not trying to, and I can't crush any more vertebrae. So I had a few
Yeah.
motorcycle accidents where I hit things pretty hard with my body. It was so ridiculously hard, anybody else would be dead. And recovered fairly well. I feel
Good.
like I'm fairly functional. I got it.
Dope.
I'll have a good run to the end, as hopefully as long away from now as it could be.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've been blessed. I've always lived hard. I had to live hard, so I play
Good.
easy.
Mm.
Are you working on any acting projects right now?
Uh, I got people asking me to do things. I just turned something down that at this point I might do if they get me the money. If they want to buy my kid her first car, that's fine. I'll
Yeah.
do something I don't need to do. There's a good possibility that after 35 years in February, I will retire
Oh wow.
Oh, well.
and start taking 35 years of pension. And that's the only good thing about Screen Actors Guild. So every dollar I ever made, they give you back,
That's sweet.
broken down this time in monthly installments instead of live or die,
Right.
eat or starve.
Zangief.
Make it happen, motherfucker. Excuses just weren't my language. It just doesn't fucking matter. You either get shit fucking done or you can't fucking do it.
Right.
And
Right.
I was not. I could fucking do anything I needed to fucking do. That was how I lived, and that's because otherwise I'd be dead.
Yeah.
That's how I saved my life. But the level of knowledge of self and of my work ethic and my ability because of the work and the time I put in and the stakes that I've always played for. You know, like they say that you can never train for 100% fight intensity on fight night.
Hmm.
I was training to fucking survive fucking death coming for me in every
Right.
area of my life. So,
Right.
like a fight in the ring under some lights, like for money, like
Yeah.
that was what I did for fun,
Yeah.
you know, but not for money.
Right.
There was no money in fighting. It was so tempting, but thank God I didn't have to, you know, do that. I got enough brain plaque
Yeah.
probably on its way, taking the scenic route. I get a DoorDash, knock, knock, get your CTE and your brain plaque.
That's funny.
Great, it's my day. Till then, you know, life's a gift and it's short.
Yeah.
I was born knowing that, and like, so I'm blessed, and that's how I got into the movie. And the other one, you know, there's a longer story to that, but
Oh.
they didn't want to pay me. They hired a schmuck. Failed miserably after one scene on day one. Horrible relationship. Threatened to sue.
Oh wow.
Total bad experience. He's trying to, you know, do all kinds of stolen valor, making
Right.
the rounds now after 20 years. But I'm going to basically bring that to someone's attention because it's ridiculous, you know. But I worked too hard to let bullshit like that not affect me. People say, don't take it personally. My
Right.
life is everything I do is fucking personal. Otherwise, I would not fucking exist. You know what I
Right.
mean? I have to be all about, you know, handling shit. Nobody's going to tell me how to do it, what I can do, or how to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's always been the way. And that's something I learned young that people just have no idea these days, especially. I mean,
Yep.
you know, you're fine the way you are. Don't ever try to be a better version of yourself. Why would you do that? Well, you know, with the people that are nodding their head and yesing themselves and lying to themselves,
Right.
you know, until you say dumb shit like that to them, they want to kill themselves most of the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, they have no clue. Nobody tells them anything either. The whole world's like that now. It's getting worse, but I was lucky. I was one of the first. You know, but
Shit.
I survived. You know, and you know, all the power and the glory is God's. You know, I just
God bless.
work for
God
the home
is
office. You know, I'd like to kick demons' ass on earth if anybody needs my help.
Good.
Put them in front of me so even a big dummy like me doesn't miss it, and I'll give them everything that I have. That's the deal, you know. And it's crazy how real my faith is to me, and how
That's dope.
there's no other answer to this. It's just plain ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's also very entertaining, always colorful, never boring, but
Yeah.
life's full of surprises, right? And
Yep. True.
if you train and you know what you could do, and you know how high you could jump, how fast you could run, how much you can lift, how hard you can hit, how quick you can throw, how
Right.
smart you can plan to not have to waste all that energy. That's what you evolve into. The older you get, the less energy you wanna use. On one side, my philosophy is, the light that shines twice as bright is physics. It can only shine half as long. Okay. And then, there's to go back and stay in shape and keep doing what I did,
Right.
for my 20s and 30s and my early teens, even, and it's like, it's personal growth is more than, me getting a bigger shirt, like
Yeah.
you got to let go of some things. You got to clear out the garage before it can put any more shit in it,
Right.
and
Right.
if you, the Japanese thing, less, like or
Less is
Chinese.
more
If
sometimes.
you, but less crap is more. Less good shit is never good. Less cancer, less famine, less war. That's good. Less awesome, less fun, less health,
Yeah.
less blessings.
Yeah.
Less is gay. Frankly,
Yeah.
people would try to give me that bullshit my whole career.
Mhm.
Take it down. Now I'm fucking awesome. I'm big. If I'm too big for the room, open the windows, or let's
Yeah.
they call it an explosion, but everybody will
Right.
love it. It was only making movies, for fuck's sake. It's pretty fascinating to look at. I gotta say, I was ahead of my time, so right there was a good
Still.
idea. But people weren't ready for me, and they never probably will be. But people that get it. People that don't. It's always been that way too.
They ain't ready for
You love me or
Latimer.
hate me. I polarize the fuck out of people's opinions.
Yeah.
But it's great either way.
Right.
It's great to be the most loved people, fucking, with passion. I love that. It's a gift. It's an honor.
So-
Where I come from, if you suck, they throw D cells wrapped in an ice ball, fucking at you. And like thank God that keep me honest.
Yeah.
If you ever have to go home and see your mom and you suck or you quit,
Mhm.
yeah, how many people are you gonna have to fucking kill on a day? I'd be running out of places to hide the bodies of all these
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
Right.
Because there's a lot of people that didn't want me to make it. And
Yeah.
what makes you so
Proved 'em
special?
wrong.
Think you or something? I'm like, because you all suck, and I'd rather be dead than be fucking lames like you motherfuckers.
Right.
So fuck you. Watch me.
Yeah.
Why not?
You
Who the
made
fuck?
it.
I mean, what I always knew. I worked hard to know what I knew,
So,
and I was ready to put it up, and that's where I decided to put it up. And I was stealing movies from Bruce Willis and everybody. It's been a beautiful thing. I just
Good.
wanted to do a good job and get a chance to do it again and not have to go home and dig ditches and fucking hate my fucking life.
Right. Right.
Could you see me as an accountant?
No.
People are like, you're smart. You're so smart. You should be a lawyer. I'm like, I want to listen to people's fucking problems that I know are scumbags all about
Right.
fucking every day.
Screw
Fuck,
that.
you
Screw
please, you
that.
fucking kill me.
Yeah.
No, you should be a doctor. You're so smart. Like, are you kidding me? My
You want
fr- my
big-ass
my fr-
doctor.
my friend can't listen to Pink Floyd. He'd kill himself because he's got to cut people open every day, and they're always trying to sue him, and they're always calling him. The board's always, and he's a great guy with integrity and talent. And fuck all that.
Right.
I was like, you listen to this new record? He's like, dude, no. I was like, when are you gonna listen to it? It's so real. It's so raw. It's so amazingly deep and human. It speaks to me. He's like, dude, I'm never gonna listen to it.
Right.
I go, why? And he told me, he's like, because I fucking killed myself this every
Right.
fucking day. It's like I realized he lives in a bubble. He lives through me being free, but he has to work in a certain, like he's got to stay in the lasers or he's gonna get burnt, and I'm like, thank God, that's why I'm blessed. I've always said to be able to make a living as an artist. And how to get into horror movies. Like when I was a kid, first book I ever read, my mom was a doctor of library science, was an elementary school librarian, and
Mm.
she'd read to year after year of kids. She was famous when I grew up forever. Before me, into my 30s and 40s, people would say, "Hey, your mom was my librarian." Tell her I said hi.
That's
I'd be
hilarious.
like some other mook says hi at the pizza place today. I don't know. It's another one.
Yeah.
Forever, because she would affect people with her, the way she would read and the way she would phrase and the way she would build and pause and everything.
Good
the
storytelling.
suspense with a single light in the dark behind her head, or under or on her lap. fucking, and like that kind of shit I get from my mom. And
Oh,
but I was
dope.
into Kiss. I wanted to be Gene Simmons and fucking Ace Frehley, and I'd paint my face in the mirror, raised by the demon.
That's sick.
Trained to reign as the one God of thunder.
That's fucking funny.
I wanted to be like, that's what I was all about. So my pilgrims at like kindergarten would have like bite marks on their neck, and the Indians would have vampire fangs.
Mm.
The first book I ever said, Mommy, I want a book. She's like, what? It was Heroes of the Horrors.
Mm.
And it was like all about the Universal classic and the Hammer, scene, which I'm a huge fan of. And
Horror genres.
yeah,
and
it was
teens.
like I'd be like trying to cut the ends off of fish hooks and trying to run a leader up on the side of my nose, covering pancake makeup and powder it up and try to hide it with a fright wig I found in somebody's trash. Trying to be Phantom of the Opera and stuff. And
That's fucking funny.
so when I think about it, the apple never really fell far from the tree.
Wow.
I wear grease paint famously in a lot of movies.
Hilarious.
Just kind of, it's always a decision that I always make. Say, yeah, well, yeah.
That's
It's
funny.
just who I am, and like to wear black and leather and rock and roll night party every day. I love
Right.
beautiful women. And like Paul Stanley's like, you could be like me, man. Don't let them tell you can't do anything. They don't know what you could do. You could be a rocker like me, Paul Stanley. And he's laying like on satin sheets with 5 chicks in the bed. I'm looking up at the ceiling camera, and I'm like, people my whole life would be like, I think you should do, what I think you should do. And I'd be like, egad. Whoa. I don't remember asking for your unsolicited fucking opinions on what I should do. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Funny.
People like to tell you some shit, and they'd be like, do this, do that. You should do this, you should do that. And I'd think about
Yeah.
that, and I'd think about what Paul Stanley said.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, no, I think you should do that. And I think I'm going to.
Rock on.
I'm gonna go this way with Paul Stanley, and it ended up, I'm like a rock and roller in the movies underneath.
Right.
That's Andrew. No matter what, I love music, and
Good shit.
I love who I love, what I come from. It's really pretty much, I love the Road Warrior and the Ultimate Warrior, and I love the Legion of Doom and the Powers of Pain, and I like to smash people and hit things real hard. And later, Howie Long and the Howie Vision, and between Howie Long and Gene Simmons, that's how I'm like known to just be, I fucker extraordinaire.
Yeah.
I don't have to say nothing if I look at you and nobody's talking, and fucking, I can tell you whatever you want to fucking hear from me with my fucking eyes. You know what I mean? And it's all pretty much, you get it, what comes next.
Right.
And that's better than words, I'm really proud of my work. That's a whole nother, we need more time, but, have me back. I love the craft, man. I love
Dope.
art. I live for art. If I didn't have art, like any artist, you'd die. I could never go punch a clock and be an accountant or pretend that I
Right.
could fucking do anything else or work a job.
Yeah.
I gotta just make it happen
That's huge.
with
That's a good look.
unbridled creativity and passion.
That's major.
And then I'm so happy.
Good.
I thrive under pressure. I thrive under
Dope.
challenge, and that's how I am. I'm like a cheerleader when I go to work. I bring my A game and a lot of good energy. And
That's good.
like Jessica Biel said, you think you know how you're going to do it, and you think about your process and how you prepare and what you believe it's going to be like, and you try to refine that
Mm-hmm.
as much as you can before you get there on the day. And then Andrew starts the chainsaw and they yell action. That all fucking becomes something I think about today in the
Yeah.
interview, and I haven't thought of since. It's like you just fucking, is pretty much going to direct what you do,
Right.
regardless of how you thought it was going to go the night before in your head, And then Andrew starts to chainsaw and fucking raises his head. They say action, and then, yeah, you fucking run, and that's it.
Hilarious.
And you're scared. It's easy to dial that in,
That's
It's
dope.
like, I probably have PTSD too from, it's not like I fake shit.
Right.
I'm real as fuck, and I miss it by that much because I'm fucking good as fuck, and it means everything is fuck. Like, you know what I mean? That's
Right.
that's the difference between me and I have more common with elite athletes than I do with most entertainers, most fake motherfucking actors in the fakest industries. So it's
Yeah.
fake bullshit to try to pass believably enough to look like it's real, so they can elicit whatever the fuck they do. I don't give a fuck about any of that shit.
Yeah.
you know, it started the movie business was propaganda, but for me, it was escapist entertainment to save my fucking life.
That's dope.
And nobody dies in the movies for real, and the real
Right.
world's gonna fucking kill us all before it's done, and it has its way with us. So what's really scary? We live in a fucking horror movie these days, and we always have. Just depends on your perspective. It's good to have something to look at that'll educate you and entertain you, not just brainwash and, you know, condition you. And
Right.
fuck
that's
that.
true.
You know, I don't even, that's why me and Hollywood, we don't really get along, but I just kick their door in and take over sometimes for the
Yeah.
people.
Yep.
And for myself and for God.
Yeah.
Do the right thing, you know.
Shit.
So that's basically me in a nutshell. And that's how I got that role. The
That's
second one was a no-brainer, you know.
Yeah.
And
they're pretty cool.
you know,
Easy.
they say that there's only one Leatherface. They can't imagine me as anybody but me. My guys, Michael Bay's Platinum Dunes guys. That's Leatherface. And actually, I was real close to playing Jason too in the Friday the 13th remake, and I wanted it bad. And I was looking good when it was Jonathan Liebsman, the beginning director, but then he was replaced for, I don't know, internal Platinum Dunes reasons with Marcus Nispel, and then the talk went away. And they did say to me once, but I was not trying to hear it, and I did not give up, that, you know, oh, they can't see me as Jason, and I'm Leatherface, you know.
Right.
We can't see anyone else, you know, as Leatherface, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yeah, you won't see Leatherface. You'll see fucking Jason. But, you know, they see Leatherface. I'm cool with Leatherface.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dear Leatherface, ask Leatherface. You got questions? I'll try to give you some answers. You know, I'm an old guy now, and I'm a little wiser than I was when I started. So I pay it forward. I think that everybody should pay good stuff forward, good intentions, good energy, and knowledge. And unfortunately, wisdom don't come with knowledge. Knowledge, like check the box and put it in the file, and wisdom comes after you see it pop up in front of your face, and somehow you miraculously survive it by remembering the knowledge.
Right.
You know, but hey, you know, I just thank God for everything, and all
God
the
is
power and the
good.
glory is His,
God
not
is
mine.
good.
So, like I said, I'm just blessed, and
Good.
I'm happy
We're all
to be
blessed.
here. And people
We
think
appreciate
they
you
know
here,
me.
man. We appreciate
If you see what people talk, you know, people like to hate
Appreciate it.
because they see instantly that I'm that guy I am.
Mm-hmm.
And some people resist change and self-improvement and
Right.
motivation and just anything fucking good, you know, like, and I'm not that guy. I want all good shit, and more is more, and less, if I have too much, I'll give it away to somebody that doesn't have it.
Makes sense.
But I don't want to have less is more. Less is more will tell me that when you fucking, you know, when you're hungry.
Right.
When you need something, tell me
Right.
less is fucking more.
Right.
It's better to have it and not need it, but always have enough that so that you don't need, you know.
Yeah.
Even if
Makes
you know,
sense.
so if you know where that is, you just piss the rest of it away. I don't, you know, I'm good, you know. My kids will be fine.
Good.
You know, when my day comes, they're all hitting the lottery, guaranteed to
They're
pay.
all set. They're all
Got
set.
that life insurance, baby.
Good shit.
Instant millionaires.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to retiring or working. When they want me to work, I can still work. But
Good.
it's been 35 years and like 100.
That's major.
Like
35
100 projects.
years in the acting business.
Some of the biggest feature films in basically every genre except the romantic comedies. And I'm not trying to take Owen Wilson's shit.
Right.
Well, I probably could if I wanted it bad
Yeah.
enough. I'd kick his ass and take his job
There
too.
you go. There you go.
I'll straighten his nose out while I'm
There
at
you
it.
go.
Do him a favor, you know. Hey, you can talk me into anything to make it a good idea.
Good shit.
I'm always positive. I've always had to be. I always turn bullshit into something that's not bullshit. I got no need or use for bullshit.
Yeah.
And I don't like other people. Like I don't hold grudges. I don't hold. I let that shit. I don't leave your bullshit with fucking me. You want to tell me something great? If I can help you, I'll help you. But don't be dropping shit off on my porch. I'll tie it to a brick and send it back to your fucking face instantly.
Exactly.
I'm not doing that. You know, like I don't hold things inside. If I need an answer, I'll go to the source that I think has it, and I'll ask them now.
Exactly.
Why wouldn't, like, somebody tells me that they have a
problem and they needed an answer. There's a dilemma. Well, who's got the answer? Well, let's fucking look up, let's call him.
Yeah.
Fucking ask him. Like, why would you want to still have that fucking with you? Like, how long?
Yeah.
A week from now, a year from now? You're like, oh, fuck that. You need an answer? Find the answer and move forward.
Right.
I mean, but life's not easy. It never was.
not.
And it's a strange new world we live in. And
That's a fact.
I'm just here to do my best for people that need me. They find me, Mr. Easily Approachable. People find me with no hesitation when they need to. Like God pushed them out the window and they found wings and flew in. And there they are in front of me. And so they ask. It's just funny, Faith, believe. You got to believe because that's how it is. It's my life. And I share a little bit of with you today, very lucidly, fun, and thanks for the great pizza, Capiche. I've known you for what? How long?
About
20?
About 15 years.
15 years?
Plus years, yeah.
You've always been a good, cool dude, man. I wish you all the best of success.
Appreciate that.
Your boy John's cool as hell. He's got my hair that I just shaved 3 days ago. It's really pissing me off.
Yeah.
This time, I got sick of it. Last time I shaved my head was like 3 years ago. So my kids shaved their head and got in trouble for it. They messed up their hair. And then I said, I'll do it to support you. And people can make fun of me instead of you if they don't like it.
Yeah.
That's a better story than this time. This
There
time,
you go.
I was just chewing on it, and it was blowing in my face when I ride my bike, and then my cigarette would cut me bangs that I didn't want, and it's just fucking up, So I was just like, I'm done with it. Yeah. And I've been to Cancun a lot the last couple of years.
Oh, dope.
Just living that beach life. And,
you got to.
Got to get that Caribbean white sand in that water and.
Beach life.
I'd just be doing the whole deal and using the outside showers and not having a proper brush in my luggage half the time and not having proper conditioner.
Less maintenance.
Even hotels with good conditioner, when you got hair down to your belly button and shit, you got to have them made like, give me 20 conditioner.
Right,
Or it doesn't do anything. And if you're not having it, or I just didn't give a fuck. It's like, my hair was like, it was getting dready and fucking natty, and I'm just like, I didn't even ask for this. I always braid it. I always do like the Axl Rose, as I call it.
That's hilarious.
I love the braids, man. I wish I could get some riffraff level braids, but he ain't answering no DMs about who does his braids. I just do the best I can at the resort, in Cancun, and I get the black beard on the beard. I get like 9 across the bottom.
There you go.
I love that, but it just got like when you ride a motorcycle, the illusion and the fantasy of the wind blowing in your hair, that's like what it is.
Yeah.
Like ride to Sturgis, take 4 days and have your hair down. Mm-hmm. That's why, like, if I have long hair and I do that now, I wear what's called a hair clip. Mm-hmm. What do they call it? A hair net, like a hair sock. Or a hair, it's literally like a piece of leather that, snaps over your braid so your hair doesn't blow around. Because, you ride for 4 days across country without a brush and conditioner. And
jeez, you're screwed.
You have to shave your head. Yeah. It's like you will spend like 24 hours with you'll break every brush you find at the convenience store. Pop out the rubber. You try to put it back in, and you'll go off again. You'll be using a fork. I've been all there, but I like nice hair or no hair. And my hair got a little shitty because, I ride hard and far. And I'm not just trying to be some, I'm trying to get uglier and get less attention most of the time. Trying to enjoy my time with
there you go,
my people, and
you have to,
and
you have to, bro.
I always got whatever anybody needs, but I'm not screaming for attention. I'm not trying to be too good looking. I'll just say humble and gratitude. I used to be way too good looking for me to give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So, I shaved that shit off, and
good shit.
The beard though, fuck. I'm never shaving. I'm never shaving the beard. I'm write that down.
Yeah, never shaving the beard. Andrew Bryniarski is never shaving.
So this is like I'll get another week until I get like short hair, and then I'll have to wear a hat. for like 2 years until it's long again. So I hate short hair.
Yeah.
People try to give me job offers and shit.
Jeez.
Fuck, I'm not that guy.
There it is.
Like, what am I
Casted,
gonna
there it
do?
is.
Yeah, so like long
Yeah.
hair, they don't mess with me. Bald hair, they don't mess with me. If I have short hair and look too clean cut, I don't even want to look in the mirror.
Right.
Hate that guy. I barely survived being that guy.
Yep.
That's why I don't shave. I see that face and I'm like, no, get
There
out
it
of
is
here.
again.
Who let you in and what are you doing here? We got rid of you.
It
You almost
is.
killed us. Get out. We don't want it.
Hilarious.
It's funny, but life's, it is what it is.
Good.
And look, so great success with the podcast.
I appreciate you, man, for real.
And everything you do, shout out to the family.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
John,
Yeah.
he told me a lot of good things about you. I see why he likes you. You're a
Yeah,
solid
man.
dude. You got great hair. What kind of conditioner?
Keeping it a secret. No.
Yeah, secret.
Head and shoulders. No.
Head and shoulders.
Hey, how do you know that the girl who got eaten by Jaws had dandruff?
How do you know?
How?
All they found on the beach was her head and shoulders.
I'm
sorry, that was a
good
third
one.
grade joke.
That was a good one. That was a good one. We appreciate you, Andrew, man, on the first episode of the Downpour Halloween edition. Andrew Bryniarski, special guest.
Precision built motorcycles.
Yep, there it is.
If you want some performance,
in the building.
and you're in Texas,
Precision built motorcycle. Shout 'em out. Boom.
hype that sled up.
Yep. We appreciate you.
Hey,
For real.
all right. Well then, let's start the chainsaw, add some special effects, swipe the lens, and then we're out of here. Here, Chris, fake start the chainsaw. Look at the camera, and now put it right in the lens. Stretch it out, right in the lens. You want to give him, okay. There you go. Good. Okay, now you see why I do it and you don't. But